Mrs. Peach, Thrifty Living. I'm kind of leaning in here. I'm going to make a recipe for you today. I've made it many times over the years, but I have never made it in my rice cooker. It's too hot to make it any other way. So I thought I'd just take you along for the ride and see what you think of this one. It's really good. Okay, I think you can see what I'm doing in this pot. First off, I'm going to spray it because it will have rice in it. A little olive oil in it, and I'm getting brushed in there. Up the sides, everything in here. This is 1.5 cups of rice, so I'm going to rinse it off. I don't know whether it's necessary to do that or not. There, it's all in. This recipe, like I said, for many years, but I'm modifying it a little bit. It calls for onions and garlic. So I'm going to use some of my frozen, these can use onion. And it also calls for green onions, and I do have some of them, and I am going to use them. That's about 1/4 cup. So then I've got my green onions. I'm going to just cut up some of them. And by the way, I took some of these out, and I took the ends of them off and planted them, and they are growing. I'm quite happy about that. Okay, I'm going to put all of this in. It says to put a bay leaf in, and I love a bay leaf in my food. So there's the bay leaf, and I don't know, I always put 2. It calls for 1. And it calls for 3.5 cups of chicken broth. Well, I've got beef. I do have chicken, but this is granules, so I think it'd go better. And this, if you use a teaspoon of it, it equals 1 cup. So I'm going to use 3, kind of heaping. Well, you know me. Let's do 4. So I'm going to put, that's 2 cups. It's 1.5 cups. It calls for garlic, so I'm going, and I like to reach in there and get my garlic. I'm going to put a big, I think I'll put this is a teaspoon of garlic. And it's garlic powder, so it shouldn't be, remember my bouillon that I used has got salt in it. Now this calls for ground pepper, so I'm going to put a good sprinkle. And yet I have to remember some of my spices are older. An 1/8 teaspoon of mace. This is one of the things that it still smells very strong, and it calls for 1/8. Is this 1/8? This is 1/4. Well, guess what I'm doing? I'm putting 1/4 in it. Well, almost 1/4. Okay, there's my mace. I think that's one of the things that gives it that flavor. Now I'm going to put in paprika, and how much does it call for? 1 teaspoon of paprika. And this, oh, that's 1/2, so I'm going to do 2 of these of paprika. You know what? I almost have this mixed up already. It didn't call for pepper, but I think I'm going to put just a drop of pepper in it. I do have the red pepper. And I don't know if you remember my trick. I put my pepper here, and I'm just going to rub the other one there, and there goes my pepper. One other thing it calls for, that is grated carrots. Well, I'm not going to grate mine today. I'm going to chop them. With my handy-dandy chopper, I'm going to use some of these baby carrots. And I like carrots. I'm going to cut them up just a little bit to put them in this little chopper. I've had this Xylus chopper. I found them at yard sales and at thrift stores many times over the years. But when I sold Pampered Chef, they were pretty popular then. Okay, here goes the noise. How's that? I love it. Okay. Oh yeah. 1 14-ounce can of tomatoes. Okay, I'm going to use this can of tomatoes. 1 can of tomatoes going in. Gonna give it a quick stir. This has got to be good, you guys. I like to make sure that hole is on the outside because my cabinets are here. And it is on warm right now. I'm going to press it. And it is on now. Let's see. It's on. I got the hole, the little, and I'll be back when this is done. I'll show you how it turned out. This is my son, and I just made this delicious food, and he's going to tell me if he likes it. Honestly, what do you think? What's it taste like? Is it too salty?
No, it needs salt.
Not? It needs salt?
Told you.
Okay, he can have more salt. Well, what do you think? I've got mace in it. You taste the mace?
I don't know what mace is. Unless it's that poison spray you spray on people.
It's not. Okay. This is the next day, and I decided I would make a salad to go with my vegetable jambalaya that I made yesterday. And this is going to be enough for more than one meal. I'll have it at least tonight or maybe even tomorrow. But what I wanted to show you, I've been putting a little bit of this toasted sesame on it, and I'm going to just put a drizzle. I try to put just a drizzle. It's so loaded with flavor. I've got green olives in there, and I love my nuts my chopped nuts on it, so I've got some chopped almonds this time. I'm going to put a little salt and pepper, just a little, because it's going to have plenty on it. And then this Skinny Girl poppy seed. I'm really liking that. I was very surprised how much I did like it. And I'm trying not to put too much on it. I like the poppy seeds in it when you stir that up. Now, I'm going to turn this camera around, and I'm going to do a little taste test on this. I had some of this yesterday. It did thicken up a little bit more, and I put just a little bit water in it, and I warmed it up. And I'm going to turn this camera around, and let's see what I can do here. And by the way, I did not have a black eye yesterday. Ooh, a bowl. Whoops, here it is. And I'm going to take a bite of this. I put a little teeny bit of salt, and I didn't put salt in that other, and like my son said, it could use a little, so I decided to put a little bit. So here goes. I warmed it up, so we'll see. I really like that. And that mace, it's surprising. I think that's a big flavor in this, is the mace, plus all the other little flavors in it. I hope you enjoyed this. Come back and join me every time. God bless you special. It would be so nice to know where everybody's from. Would you consider dropping a little note in there and saying what state you're from? That would be so fun to hear from you. And anything else you want to write, I always write you back. Thank you. God bless you.